Day 4, I'm all atomic inside. The story. Sakmas is approaching, and the town of Werewolf started preparations for the grand event. Glitch, a quite talented security Sakmas engineer, had a hunch that these year's celebrations would be different. With looming threats, he decided to revamp the town's security defenses. Glitch began to fortify the town's security defenses quietly and meticulously. He started by implementing a protective firewall, patching vulnerabilities, and accessing endpoints to patch for security vulnerabilities. And he worked tirelessly. He left breadcrumbs, small traces of his activity. Unaware of Glitch's good intentions, the SOC team spotted anomalies, logs showing admin access, escalation of privileges, patch system behaving differently, and security tools triggering alerts. The SOC team misinterpreted the system modification as a sign of an insider threat or rogue attacker, and decided to launch an investigation using the Atomic Red Team framework. So it's putting bars on the windows, right? Learning objectives. Learn how to identify malicious techniques using the MITRE attack framework. Learn about how to use Atomic Red Team tests to conduct attack simulations. Understand how to create alerting and detection rules from the attack tests. So these are really good things, as I haven't looked much into the blue team side. Connecting to the machine. So, as we saw, there was a split screen, but they were nice to give us some creds to log in. RDP. We're going to RDP today. So, let's RDP. Why not just use password? Emulation 101 exclamation mark. Okay, and username administrator. So I'm kind of thinking when we won't need a scale, but maybe it's nice to have a scale. Yeah, we can have 150. And we need to set the IP too, of course. So 79.206. Come on. You've had 1 to 2 minutes to start, right? I think it had like a lot of minutes. Oh, so I'll just check if the VPN really started. There's like no... I don't usually read that very thoroughly, but you know. Let's double check. $16. I don't know if we can ping it, but we could try. So I'm thinking, we don't know if it was something wrong or not, but we just started, so why not just do it again? So let's start it again. We can let this one be until we connect to. So I'll just support the ready with a new IP. And I'm going to make sure that it's try hack me I connected to via VPN, not anything else. Disconnecting the VPN, connecting it again to just have done those things. So we should have a new IP soon too. So we can see that we have the IP, but this thing is not loaded. Also, there might be a lot of people, right? So there's always this thing with RDPing and Advent of Cyber. Everybody at the same time. Maybe we should have just started with this 2.5 hours ago that I had planned. But it's so nice to have the desk fixed. It's really nice. So I just have to fix the rest of the room. So let's see if we can RDP after this. So this is closing it, right? We don't want to do that. We want to access split view, because I don't think we can do both at the same time. And we will check the IP. 28.1 this time. And let's try again. So 28.1. So that worked much better. So let's just hope it keeps working. So let's go back to reading. The VM has Atomic Red Team and Sysmon installed. This will allow us to emulate an attack using TTPs described in the MITRE attack framework. Detection gaps. Well, it might be the utopian dream of every blue teamer. We will rarely be able to detect every attacker or step in an attack kill chain. This is a reality that all blue teamers face. There are gaps in their detection, but don't worry not. I guess I should say type. These gaps do not have to be the size of black holes. There are things we can do to help these gaps smaller. Detection gaps are usually for one or two main reasons. Security is a cat and mouse game. As we detect more, the threat actors and red teamers will find new sneaky ways to thwart our detections. We then need to study these novel techniques and update our signature and alert rules to detect these new techniques. The line between anomalous and expected behavior is often very fine, and sometimes even a significant overlap. For example, let's say a company based in the US. We expect to see almost all of our logins coming from IP addresses in the US. One day we get a login went from an IP in the EU, which would be an anomaly. However, it would be our CEO traveling for business. This is an example where normal and malicious behavior intertwine, making it harder to create accurate detection rules that would not have too much noise. Blue teams constantly refine and improve their detection rules to close the gaps they experience due to the two reasons mentioned above. Let's take a look at how this can be done. Cyber attacks and the kill chain. Before diving into creating new attack rules, we first have to discuss some key topics. The first topic to discuss is the cyber kill chain. All cyber attacks follow a fairly standard process, which is examined quite well by the Unified Cyber Kill Chain. Maintenance. So let's start here, I guess. Initial recon, initial compromise, establish foothold, privilege escalation. Internal recon, move laterally, maintain persistence, escalate privileges, complete mission. Right? As a blue teamer, it would be our dream to prevent all attacks at the start of the kill chain. So even just when threat actors start a reconnaissance, we already stop them dead in their tracks. But, as we discussed before, this is not possible. The goal then shifts slightly. If we're unable to fully detect and prevent a threat actor at any one phase in the kill chain, the goal becomes to perform detections across the entire kill chain in such a way that even if there are detection gaps in a single phase, the gap is covered in a later phase. The goal is therefore to ensure we can detect the threat actor before the very last phase of goal execution. MITRE attack. A popular framework for understanding the different techniques and tactics that threat actors perform throughout the kill chain is the MITRE attack framework. The framework is a collection of tactics, techniques, and procedures that have been seen to be implemented by real threat actors. The framework provides a navigator tool where these TTPs can be investigated. And on the other side, we can also get tips on what to do here, right? So reconnaissance, resource development. So let's look at all of it. Active scanning, gather victim host information, gather victim identity information, network information, organization information, fishing for information, search closed sources, search open technical databases, websites, domains, search victim-owned websites, and then resource development, acquire access, acquire infrastructure, compromise accounts, compromise infrastructure, develop capabilities, establish accounts, obtain capabilities, stage capabilities. Initial access. It's just, we're already on the third column, right? That's initial access. So, content injection, drive-by compromise, exploit public-facing application. And we could click on we were on the website and see all of the different ones. Compromise account, infrastructure, develop. No, my god, I'm reading the same one again, sorry. Content injection, drive-by compromise, exploit public-facing application. External remote services, hardware additions, phishing. Hardware additions sounds fun. Replication through removable media, supply chain. Compromise, trusted relationship, valid accounts, execution, cloud administration command. And I'm reading these because I've seen these a lot of times, but I don't think I've ever read all of it. And I've not seen them a million times either.
Hello, how is going?
Hi VR. Yeah, so it's going great. So I've cleaned up on my desk, so when we continue with the rotor later, it'll be much more, much better to do stuff here. It's all clean now and organized. So how are you? Everything good? So that's what we've been doing stream until now, before I started the Advent of Cyber. Been just by cleaning my desk on stream. Oh gosh, we got logged out. Well. So I won't care about that until we actually going to do something with it. So I remember, I think it was last year's Advent of Cyber. One of the rooms you had to be quick because updates had been installed. Maybe it wasn't Advent of Cyber, maybe it was an older room that I had to be quick because I think it was Advent of Cyber. Oh, whatever. Anyway, the tools were removed from the desktop because, yeah, you know, probably Defender just went and removed them. So let's see here. Deploy container. Container administration command. Exploitation for client execution, inter-process communication, native API. Scheduled task jobs, serverless execution, shared modules, software deployment tools. And then we can't see all of it anyway here, but I won't read all of it. Let's just do persistent. It's like account manipulation, bits jobs. Yeah, we can get, we need to get persistence there. Browser extensions, create accounts, privilege escalation.
I'm bored. Today I went to a second-hand store to put together packages for them for 5 hours, because I have nothing to do. I found a cool new university to study, but I'm 40 and it's getting me down.
Oh, okay. But it's nice to do some help in the second-hand store too, right? Meet some people, do some work, right? Could be nice too. But what's a cool new university? Is it an online thing? Or is it like... But you studied a lot, right? So you can just continue to study anything. Abuse elevation control mechanisms. Account manipulation, just randomly. Defense evasion. So, doing it in different ways here. A lot of the same things appearing in several places because it can be used for different things.
This is how it is all the time. I sit in English and mechatronics and it scares me little how fast I'm going.
Yeah, I know. Let's say that you're younger than me. I'm 40-something too, but... so, time flies. Especially when with my kids, because I was home with them for a lot of years. So it really flew by. So then we have credential access, brute force, input capture, network sniffing, lots of different ways here. Discovery, account discovery. File and directory discovery. Lateral movement. Exploitation of remote services. Internal spear phishing. Collection. Adversary in the middle. So I'm still not used to that. Instead of man in the middle. Auto capture. Command and control. Application layer protocol. Communication through mobile media. Content injection. Data encoding. Data obfuscation. So let's continue. However, the framework primarily discusses these TTPs in a theoretical manner. Even if we have a gap for a specific TTP, we don't really know how to test the gap and close it down. This is where atomics come in.
They built the university 6 years ago. Why wasn't it there 20 years ago? Frown. This is not fair. Frown.
Oh, okay. So, is it a physical university or is it a, online thing? Atomic Red. The Atomic Red Team library is a collection of Red Team test cases that are mapped to the MITRE framework. The library consists of simple test cases that can be executed by any blue team to test for detection gaps and help them close down. The library also supports automation.
Physical building in the city.
Okay. Where the techniques can be automatically executed. However, this is also possible to execute them manually. Dropping the atomic. Miskitty has a vague idea of what happened to the compromised machine. It seems someone tried to use Atomic Red Team to emulate an attack on one of our systems without permissions. The perpetrator also did not clean up the test artifacts. Let's have a look at what happened. Running an atomic. Miskitty suspects that the supposed attacker used MITRE attack technique T-1566, sphere phishing, with an attachment, and we can click here and see this too. So we're not gonna look at all of this, of course, but here's the list. I already have that link, of course. Let it stay up for now. Let's recreate the attack emulation performed by the supposed attacker and then look for the artifacts created. Open up a PowerShell prompt as administrator and follow along with us. Let's start by having a quick peek at the help page. Enter the command get help, invoke atomic test. You see the output below, and now we want to actually use the VM here, so we'll try to reconnect and see if we can get in there. Yeah, so about new things being available now and not being available. So I'm thinking, what would I have done if I would have been born now, or been like 10 now and started programming now and looking at all the things in the world that are now? Then you could be like, oh my god, what if this had existed when I was little?
They have a curriculum list on the website. I can paste it into GPT and reroll.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So always, of course, you will always, but in the same time, I'm kind of happy that I was there when there were we used modems to dial up. Computers were much more understandable. They were not as advanced as now, and we could BBSs, seeing the internet start existing, using HTML when it was not as complex, and following along with everything developing. I think it's easier to get a grip on it then than now. So we might have to restart it again. I don't know why, but probably it's advent of cyber and there's a lot of people online, right? So we started it too early. We'll have to do it again. So
Tedio says, my parents, please, I changed my password to Discord. I to join you again. I am not coming you too many times. Please prepare a group again, please. Folded hands.
Yeah, you're very welcome in. I saw, was it all account, 3 accounts that was you, maybe? It looked like that. But you're really welcome into the Discord again. So there's the link for Discord. So very welcome into the Discord again. So, chat tells me that why don't you clip this moment when this doesn't work or something. That's the first time. It's probably something new. So it's we'll have an IP very soon. Let's keep it. Let's see this thing. The box that I mentioned before that had problems, it might not be worth it like to RDP because it keeps dying on this one, so we might just do this. We'll see. It's so much easier with copy and paste and everything, though, to have an actual VM instead of the split screen. So while I wait, I'm going to fix the cord for my mouse. It's like tangled into, and I have this long a cord, but it's just connected this far away. So let's make it a bit better here. So I heard it bouncing into the box there. So, but now we probably better be active and do this. So, there, plugging in the mouse cord again. Well, let's actually minus. Come on. Click. Minus this. Oh gosh. I forgot to change the IP. So let's go back down here because we have the IP. Our new one. 208. 195. So, and now we are going to go straight as long as we actually connect now. Let's run stuff. So fingers crossed we get a connect now. Okay. I'm accepting I'll have to do split screen, right? So let's split screen again. And
this one, web link.
Yeah, one thing I regret is that when my oldest was a baby, I applied to an engineer course online, and I kind of started it, but then I thought, well, I'll start a company instead, and I didn't do it. And now they don't have those anymore. So I should have done that education when I had a kind of calm baby.
When I came to the city, there was grass growing there.
Oh, right, yeah. Industrial electronics, yeah. So I understand this is very tempting for you, right? So, yeah, cool stuff. So, can you apply to it? Would you like to? Or do you feel just that you have to get on with your life and do other stuff? Let's just apply. Maybe you can just listen in on lectures and stuff, right? You can just go there and like sneak in. So apparently we're having problems, or rather TriHackMe is having problems. So we've been doing this now for 40 minutes, including my eating, of course. Let's just start it and go at once and not mess with the split screen stuff. Let's just use the split screen, right? So start machine, split screen. So we probably, how many people do you think in the world are currently connecting to Advent of Cyber exactly this computer? Because tomorrow's machine has not come out yet, so this is the newest one for another 12 minutes.
Look this is awesome. Web link.
IT and Cyber System, Applied Industrial Electronics. Communities, robotics, control using modern data-driven cyber system approach. Yeah. So what about sneaking in and listening in on lessons? And maybe like, you can always, if someone, asks, you can say, oh, I'm so interested in this course. I hope I would be accepted to this school. But I'm really interested and I wanna just get a peek at it. They'll probably be happy to let you just be there. And when you apply next year, you can talk to them, and maybe they'll just put you at the top of the list. It's worth it. It's worth it if you really want to do it. You can do it. So 88, 89, what do you think?
Now I'm reading their website and GPT is writing their curriculum for me.
Yeah, but you could join. Go there and listen to the lectures. Right? So, why not? Why not? So we'll have this up, whatever. We had this up before, but I don't think, maybe we dare to put it in full screen at least, right? So I'm moving it to the other screen. It's really having problems. We still have it connected on the other screen, so I'm going to have to hop in quickly, see if I have even time to scroll down here. So we're going to run this. So PowerShell, and run get help invoke atomic test. So we run the first command. I don't know if we have time to read it though. I'm going to skip past the stuff and actually click type the next command, because we can read when we're not connected, right? So let's do invoke atomic test T 1566.001 show details. There. So it run the test now. So we have this on stream, of course. It's kind of tiny. Maybe I should have made a... Right, we didn't use the zoom percentage. We should... I wish that
Seriously, if
worked.
I had to quit my 100k a month job right now to be a student, I would do it.
Okay. Yeah. But maybe you can sneak in on some lessons anyway, even though you have work. So, and probably they'll have online, but then you'll have to ask them. So, but that's is that the Singapore job that you talked about? So, oh, the machine died again. We're disconnected. So we had time to run it, but we couldn't see the output, really. I was like, should I copy this? So, TryHackMe is having problems. And the time of the day, I'm kind of guessing that a lot of people are getting home from work and doing this, right? Or maybe lunch even, or whatever, afternoon from school. We will have the same output. So I'm going to scroll up and actually read what I skipped. So what we saw here with the invoke atomic test, we got the information with get help, atomic technique, string, show detail brief, test numbers, string. So
they offer exactly the same curricula that I did on my own from the internet on Google 20 years.
Okay, cool. So the helpable only shows what parameters are available without any explanation, even though most parameter names are self-explanatory. Let's have a quick overview of the parameters we will use in this walkthrough. So, atomic technique defines what technique you want to emulate. You can use the complete technique name or the TXXX value. This flag can be omitted. So, we can just say this. Show details. This is like the default thing, so this will just, it's okay just to write this. That's always nice. So the details of each test included in the atomic. And the brief, it's kind of obvious, right? We don't need to read that really. So check prereqs provides a check if all necessary components are present for testing. So that's the test you want to execute using the complete atomic test name. Test names. Download MITRE enabled phishing attachment. So this would select one of these, then I'm assuming. Test GUIDs. Set the test you want to execute using the unique test identifier. Yeah, so we won't remember those are in ourselves, right? Test numbers. Set the test you want to execute using the test number. The scope is limited to the atomic technique. Yeah. And I'm assuming that this is true for these two too. So why did it only say it here? Run the cleanup commands that were configured to revert your machine to the normal state. Well, the machine died, so we don't have to clean it up. but that's good. And I know that if you run the full cleanup, it takes like 1,000,000 years too. Because I've done this on the anti-siphon courses, free courses, or pay what you can. So you can pay. Our first command. We can build our first command now that we know which parameters are available. We would like to know more about what exactly happens when we test the technique. To get this information, we must include the name of the technique we want information about and add the flag show details to our command. Let's have a look at the command we constructed. This command displays the details of all tests, including the So my throat is actually feeling this, that I'm reading a lot. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's all the dust from cleaning. Technique phishing, verifying attachment. Download macronial phishing. Number 1. I'm not reading all of this. Downloads a macro. Simulate end user clicking phishing link. And then give us the cleanup command. And test number 2. They give us actual commands that are run. Cleanup command again. Dependencies too. So these needs to exist then. The output above is clearly split up into multiple parts, each matching a test. Let's examine what type of information is provided in the test. So we already read part of it. And the names are logical, right? So let's continue and run the first test of this. Before running the emulation, we should ensure that all required resources are in place to conduct it successfully. To verify this, we can add the check prereq command to our command. It will look like this. Test numbers prereq. This command will use the data included in the dependencies part of the test details to verify that all required resources are present. Looking at the test 1 dependencies, no additional resources are required. Run the same command for test 2. It will state that Microsoft Word needs to be installed. Try installing prereqs with a get prereq switch. Now that we have verified the dependencies, let us continue with enumeration. Execute the following command to start the enumeration. So here we just select the number 1 test of this. I'm just scrolling up to see what they did here. So they show details, they don't really run it then. For me it sounds like verbose, right? Verbose output. but I don't think it run them. So we want to try this now. Well, this at least. Executing test. So, what do you think will happen if I do reconnect? I'm thinking it won't work. I will have to start it again. What is it, the 5th time? Let's yeah. So it's just dead. And this won't work either. It's 3 past, so we should be able to do the next room. I'm just double checking this is not the latest IP, so let's try it. Just see if we can save a little time. I think they're having problems generally. Too much people. So the last event or the last competition, what do you call it? The new path release, that the 101 one, cybersecurity 101. They said, oh, there's so many people participating that we're increasing the prices, right? So a lot of people seem to have found TrackMe, and it would be nice. Let's see how many people are in this room, right? So it's 101,000 people in here, and it was started yesterday at 17, just like 24 hours ago exactly now. So in 24 hours there's 102,000 people doing this. So I understand if it's hard on their environment. Let's terminate it because we couldn't connect. But I still kind of assume that they were expecting a lot of people, right? Let's just keep it like this. So I don't have to hop around so much. So if it will start again this time. Oh, this will be hard to read this. We can't even move this divider. So at least we're going down on the page. So what I would like to run, let's put it in a notepad. So we want to run this. There, let's continue reading. So I've just got a notepad up on the other screen with what we want to run when we get access. So based on the output, we can determine that the test was successfully executed. And we can now analyze the logs in the Windows Event Viewer to find indicators of attack and compromise. Detecting the atomic. Now that we have executed we can look for log entries that point us to the emulated attack. For this purpose, we will use the event logs. This machine comes with sysmon installed. It provides us with detailed information about the process creation, network connections, and changes to file creation. So let's, in the to-do list here, do event logs, sysmon, right? So that's what we are supposed to look at. To make it easier for us to pick up events created for the simulation, we will first start with cleaning up the files from the previous test by running this. So when we're done, we run this. Now we will clear the sysmon event log. So now we can actually do the things that I have in my So let's actually put it, whatever, I'll keep it on the other screen because it's quicker. Copy paste will be quicker. So let's see if I can paste here. Yeah, I could. If I clicked it first. Paste. Yeah, it'll probably have to type it. So, progress executing, done executing. So now we should look at the event logs. And did it say anything more? I can feel how it's not started yet. I don't know if, yeah, I'm trying to click stuff. So what did this do? It's so tiny. So time is off by 1 hour, right? I'm so tired of this. I'll do this anyway. You can't do. Let's hope it reconnects. So. I don't think it's a login or anything like that. So the thing is, it was crazy long since I really looked at these. I wonder if they were like collecting the data from their logs. So many people were thrown out of these. So the thing, no, let's hop here. The thing is, I'm afraid it will just die again, right?
And the best thing is that this university is 1,000 meters away from me, and only after 6 years GPT-4 told me that it is there. Sad, fall cry.
Oh, okay. You could have looked, right? Oh, that's close. That's very nice. You could just hop over there. So were we not supposed to do anything there? clean up sysmon event log. Open up event viewer by clicking the icon on the taskbar. So let's hop over here. So here. I thought I clicked it already, but I didn't apparently. Windows and sysmon operational. Right click it and refresh, I guess. Let's see. We'll clear. Okay, so we should clear it and run it again. Okay. Whatever, we don't need to save it. Let's just clear it. So, and let's run that again. I'm trying to make it quicker, right? Refresh. So we can see stuff happened.
Sullivan GFX says,
Hi, where's that router?
It's right here. So when we're done with this, the advent of cyber room, we'll go there. We've been thrown out of this machine, this RDP, a million times. Now we're using we've been thrown out of the split screen too. So it's a split screen thingy. So we'll get back to the router. Hearing my kids. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm tired. Maybe I don't think this is the most fun thing in the world. But it's good that stuff exists, right? So, now that you've cleaned up, run this. That's what we did. Next, go to the event viewer, right click on operational log on left hand side of the screen, click refresh. We did that. There should be new event related to enumerated attack. Now sort the table in date and time. I'm assuming it already is. Column in order for events to chronologically. Ooh. So more appeared. The first two events should list the atomic execution for every emulation. We're interested in the two events, the details of the attack. Press of the partial to execute the following command. So yeah, these are the 4:15:49, 4:15:38. So we have the oldest first. Details tab. Oh, it's slow. To show all the event data in a readable format, let us look at the details of these events below. I'm curious. This is not more readable? Friendly view. Friendly view is often not very friendly. Right, we can F11 this, can't we? No, right, we couldn't F11 it. I hope it will reconnect. But we could go to the menu and do full screen. That's how it works. Well, we're going to check this data, apparently. So we have a process ID here. And this is not at all this. This is defrag, right? Like a funny name there, right? We can see it says user atomic administrator. Here we have a partial phishing attachment thingy. Whatever, this is not what we're supposed to find. So we can go through stuff and find things. Let's just I know that we had this problem the other day. I was looking too long for stuff that wasn't actually there, because it's not the same data. It wasn't the same data. Yeah, so maybe that was the one. Phishing attachment. Yeah, so it was the one. So temp. Let's go to temp then. Let's do it in the clicky way. Yeah, they've been nice and showed the file. I was thinking if we had to type local temp. Yeah, it's beeping on half time now, I think. So, this is a phishing attachment. Oh, okay, so we're supposed to actually get this thing. The question is, can I copy this, or do we have to type it? It copied. Amazing. So day 4 is 40 streak, and now we should have next day here. So let's go back up. Navigate open. The flag including is answered question 1. Make sure to answer the question now, as the cleanup command will delete this file. Let's clean up the artifacts from our spear phishing simulation. Enter the command. Clean up. So I already had it's the same as the last room. It said do this to that, and I put it in my to-do this time because we didn't have the machine up. And then, let's see if I can actually paste too. No. Invoke. Atomic test. T1566.001. Clean up. So, does not exist. Did I mistype it? Yeah. That's what I mistyped. How did that happen? Did I read wrong? Anyway, it is done. And if we look now in temp, we can see that the file that we have open is no longer there, right? But it's open still. So if we want that again, which we don't, let's just close it. So let's hop back to this. Then now that we know which artifacts were created during the spearfishing emulation, we can use them to create custom alerting rules. In the next section, we will explore this topic further. Alerting on the atomic. But my first thought is, so if we were to look for this file, you know, that's not what any like real thing would use. Call it spearfishing attachment. No, I don't think so. In the previous paragraph, we found multiple indicators of compromise through the system event log. We can use this information to create detection rules to include in our EDR, CM, IDS, etc. The tools offer functionalities that allow us to import custom detection rules. There are several detection rule formats, including Yara, Sigma, Snort, and more. Let's look at how we can implement the artifacts related to DDoT and create a custom Sigma rule. Two events contain possible indicators of compromise. Let's focus on the event that contains the invoke web request command line. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing, right? We can use multiple parts of the artifact to include in our Sigma rule. Invoke web request. It is not common for this command to be run from a script behind the scenes. URL. Attackers often use specific malicious domain to host their payloads, including the malicious URL. The Sigma rule could help us detect the specific URL. Phishing attachment.xl.sm. This is a malicious payload downloaded and saved to our system. We can use this name in the Sigma rule as well. Combining all of these pieces of information in the Sigma rule will look something like this. Title, ID, description, status, author, log source, category, product, service, detection, selection, invoke, web request, event ID, command line contains, and so there's two things there. Target file name ends with. Okay, so they put them together like that. Or specify. Condition. False positive. So, legitimate Excel files may be created with similar names as phishing attachments. Files might be created level high. Tags. So there my kids' chicken nuggets are finished, but we'll leave them a few minutes more. The detection part is where the effective detection is happening. We can see clearly that the artifacts that we discovered during the enumeration tags. We can then import this rule into the main tools we use for alerts, such as now that Glitch has shown us his intentions, let's continue to work with his work and run an emulation for ransomware. Challenge. As Glitch continues to prepare for Suckmas and fortifies Werewolf's security, he decides to conduct an attack simulation. I'm just gonna move something on that machine there, so it doesn't disconnect again. He decides to conduct an attack simulation that would mimic a ransomware attack across the environment. He is unsure of the correct detection metrics to implement for this test and asks you for help. Your task is to identify the correct atomic test to run that will take advantage of command and scripting interpreter. Conduct the test and extract valuable artifacts that would be used to craft a detection rule. What attack ID? So I'm clicking the hint because, yeah. So the command and scripting interpreter is what we want, right? So if we have this up and search on this page, it says T1059. What attack is sub-technique ID? Is Windows command shell. Do we have to look at these, or should we Google, or should we? Is there a way to search in this? Right, let's look at the hint button. Look up subtechnique ID for. But what subtechnique ID? Can I click here? That's how we see this. Yeah, so I clicked the wrong thing. I should have clicked there. There, .003. Yeah, this is what I expected to get, not a new page. So, I have to type it again. T1059.003. What is the name of the atomic test to be simulated? Now we're on this thingy again. So as soon as you click, we end up in this. So what name of it is? I guess we'll search on this. Right, so we can see up here where we are, really. I'm gonna check the hint again. I haven't really looked at this before, and I'm not mega interested. But I know it's good to know the MITRE attack stuff. Replace a sub-technique placeholder in the command invoke in technique show details for the one found in. Well, yeah. But I want to look at it on the web. Is there no way to find it on the web? Yeah, I thought of this, but I want to find it on the web. Let's go up and see. If we Google on... No, I want the name. Test names. No. I guess we'd have to use it then. No. There. Back. Test names. I don't get why they're not listed on the web page. That's just odd. Whatever. I guess we'll run it. This is what we want to type, and it's still up, amazingly. Invoke, at tab, T, it's already there, T, oh my god, 10:59. .003 and show details. So, what is the name of the atomic test to be simulated? There it started. Create and execute a batch script. Is this what it is? No. It is 5 words. So there's no way to get this except for from the hint that we were looking for something concerned with the ransomware, right? So it was the correct answer, but if we hadn't looked at the hint, there was nothing in the question about well, malware. We could only look at the characters too to find this one. Bad question. What's the name of the file that file used in the test? So let's look again. So I'm assuming that it is this thing, this test here, the file. Where will it run somewhere? It is correct. What is the flag? Found from this atomic test. So we're supposed to run it now. Dependencies families exist on disk. But I'm guessing they want us to run it, right? 1059 003 4. Now is right. Save print output as. File name. Malware. Oh no. I just moved my mouse too high and it's so we're supposed to open this. What's the flag found from this atomic test? Flag. Which is working on testing the security posture before SACMAS is here. I will run as many tests and ensure it's safe. So we will see if this is it or if we have to end base64 this thing. We didn't do anything. But of course we need to know what it says still. And this is the end of the room. So let's actually hop to Cali instead here. And so echo. Glitch is not the enemy. Why didn't they want us to do that too? But they wanted us apparently. Learn more about Atomic Red Team. Yeah. So I'm thinking that all of these linked rooms, we should do them after this is done, right?